Welcome back to Conference USA Media Day, presented by Ryan. We now turn our attention to Middle Tennessee. And joining us from Middle Tennessee, their head coach, Rick Stockstill, entering his 16th season. Coach, I miss having you next to me to see what you're wearing, but you are styling, even though you're far away from me here in Kansas City.
Yeah, I miss seeing you too, Ron. I appreciate the compliment there, but no, it's we'll make do with this right here, but it's always better in person, and I always look forward to seeing you here as the summer comes to an end.
Absolutely. Hey, Coach, let's talk about last season. You started the year, kind of stumbled out of the gate. How tough was it last year, once you did have those problems early on, to kind of regain your footing the rest of the season?
Well, I think, Ron, the big thing was just we were so, I guess inconsistent's the best word. We're like everybody else. We didn't have a spring. We didn't have a summer. We're going to play this team. Then we went to this team and then ended up playing Army, So there was no consistency, throughout camp of anything really. And we didn't start out very good and lost a couple close games. We, got beat a couple times early. They're pretty good, but I was proud of our guys. They never gave up. They came to practice every day with a great attitude, and we worked. We had a stretch there where we won 3 out of our last 5. And, but it was frustrating and just dealing with all the unknown that we had to deal with. And we were no different than anybody else. Everybody had to deal with the same things. And, but it was frustrating and disappointing, obviously, with our record. But I'm so fired up and excited about what this future, what's ahead of us here, moving forward in the next couple weeks.
Well, let's talk about that. That was in the past, and everybody seemed to get through it. Do you want a more balanced offense this season? New offensive coordinator, but do you want to balance things out a little bit?
Yeah, and I think balance is probably a good word. And when I talk about balance, I don't talk about, 250 yards rushing and 250 yards passing. You want to do whatever it takes to win, but we haven't been very effective, the last couple years with our running game, with our running backs. A lot of our run production has come from the quarterback position, and that's taken away from the passing game production. So I want to get back to where we're more productive throwing the football, and we're more productive running the football with the running backs. I still want to, we're still going to have quarterback runs, and he's going to be a factor, but I don't want to come out of games with the quarterback being the leading rusher. And I want to, put some of that running game there that he had into the passing game and be a little bit more balanced that way. But I'll never change my view on you do whatever it takes to win. And if you got to throw for 500 yards to win, you do that. If you have to run for 500 yards to win, you do that. So, but I think being more balanced in how the production of our offense is distributed is what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Okay, the big question, though, for Middle Tennessee, the quarterback situation, it really wasn't decided in spring, was it? So what is it going to come down to before the season gets underway?
I think, Ron, the big thing is I don't think it was fair to say this quarterback or that quarterback was going to be the starter coming out of spring because, both of them were obviously new in a new offensive system, and Chase Cunningham here had played a little bit but not much, and then Bailey Hockman, who is the transfer coming in, this is the first time him being here. So I don't think it was fair to either one of those guys or to Mike, who was here but didn't play hardly at all last year. So I want to be fair to those guys. And there's no need to say this guy's the starter coming out of spring. because we don't play. We didn't play. We're not playing until September. So I got a good idea. I got a great feel for our quarterback situation. I feel really good about it. I feel really confident about it. So we'll just see how it plays out. But I like where we're at the quarterback position.
Well, Hockman came from North Carolina State. We got to touch on the defense. You have a lot of starters returning, but the problem last year seemed to be in the red zone. How do you look at your defense, and what are the areas you need to improve?
Yeah, the red zone defense, we were not very good. There's probably three areas that where we can make the biggest improvement defensively is third down defense. We were terrible. There's no sugarcoating it. We were terrible. So we got to improve there. We can improve some in the red zone, and then we got to stop the run. We were good on first down. Our first down percentage, we were good. We were 30th in the country, but only 3 percentage points behind Clemson from being 10th in the country. But our third down percentage, we were next to last in the country. So we got to be better there. And I think if we can improve our third down situation, we improve stopping the run situation a little bit better. And then, our red zone area where we're forcing field goals as opposed to touchdowns, we can improve our defense drastically. And, we got a lot of good players coming back on defense, and I feel really good about our defense going into this fall camp.
Well, Coach, thank you for spending some time. Tell Brent hi, quarterback now on your staff, and congratulations on becoming a grandfather with Brent and his wife.
Yep. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it, and I'll definitely do it, and hope to see you this fall, and have a great year, my friend.
You too. Let's take a look at Middle Tennessee's schedule. 3 of their first games will be on the road, including back-to-back games on the road in conference play at UTSA and at Charlotte. But they do have 2 out of their last 3 games of the season at home. We turn our attentions to the players now. And joining us, safety Reid Blankenship, the senior out of Athens, Alabama, on pace to become the all-time leader in total tackles in Middle Tennessee history. Reid, good to have you with us today, my friend.
Glad to be here.
Well, the first thing that stands out, I look how durable you are and how many snaps you played. You played 717 snaps last season. You're a very physical ball player. How do you stay healthy during the season?
It's all a mindset. You just got to love the game, and that's what really motivates me to, keep grinding. And, I love throwing my body around. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be as a professional. So, that's just what I got to do to get stuff done.
Now, you've made an All-Conference USA team all 3 years prior to this season. You're one of the leaders of this team. How much does this team need a leader, considering you're coming off a couple of years where Middle Tennessee stumbled, which is something they usually haven't done? Have you become more of a vocal leader now?
I have, and actually I'm not the type to be, the vocal guy, but it's that leadership role I had to step up in. And there's a couple other guys that stepped up in that role too. And, you can't just have one guy. You got to have several. But, I did become a more vocal leader and, just trying to get these guys right, try to motivate and encourage them. That's all you can do.
Now, you were a quarterback in high school, passed for over 1,000 yards, rushed for about 3,000 yards. Was it hard to make the transition to defense for you?
Honestly, it wasn't. I ran more than I passed when I was playing quarterback, but, that's what I really do at defense now. I ran into people when I was playing quarterback, and, that's what I love to do now, playing safety.
Well, one of the things this season that's a positive for the defense this year, you have the majority of starters coming back. Now, you weren't that successful in the red zone, and talking to the coach, that's one of the reasons that you're looking for improvement this season. What, in your eyes, are the areas of improvement for this defense?
I think it's just the maturity level, which we didn't have spring last year, like Coach Stock said. We had a lot of young guys. But this year, it helped all the young guys a lot more. They matured a lot more. I guess it's just learning the playbook, learning how to play at their own, pace. And I believe that we're going to be better at that in all aspects of the defense. What
is going to be the key this season? Because last year you stumbled out of the gate, and you look at the non-conference schedule that this team has, it would seem to many people that it's important for you to get off to a good start.
Right. I just think, it's all back to being encouraging, being motivating. Guys got to get in their playbook, just be mature about it, because, last year it wasn't normal. This year needs to be as normal as possible. There's vaccines out. People are, passing their tests. There hasn't really been a lot of positive tests, and we're starting to become a normal football team again, and that's what I guess people are really looking forward to.
Well, Reid, thanks for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this season, and stay healthy.
Well, thank you so much.
Joining us now is C.J. Windham, the wide receiver, redshirt senior out of McEacher High School in the Atlanta, Georgia area, coming off a year where he had a career-best 31 receptions and 3 touchdowns despite being injured in a couple of games. C.J., good to have you with us, my friend.
Man, great to be here.
I wish people could have seen our conversation before this. We were debating the luxury of Krispy Kreme donuts and the Big Chicken in Marietta, Georgia. But you're proud to be a Georgian, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The Peach State, man. I take pride in it, definitely.
Talk about last season. How frustrating was it? Because Middle Tennessee has always had great success. And the last 2 seasons, it's kind of stumbled a little bit. Has that put more of a fire in your belly for this year?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's rough stumbling as much as we did. It definitely makes you hungrier to make that turnaround. And I feel like with this COVID season, a lot of people got their year back, and we came back with a lot of experience. So it's not only me, it's a whole army of people that are hungry as well. And, we all want to make that turnaround and, just one up last season for sure.
Well, you have a new offensive coordinator in Brent Dearman, and you also have 5 receivers coming back, including yourself. This offense could be very explosive, could it not?
Definitely. I'm really excited about all the guys that are returned, even some of the new guys that came in. Everybody's hungry. It's what we preach is a player-led team, and I really feel like we got a lot of people that listen and are all on board to, come together to be successful. I really feel like this offense is going to be explosive, and I'm really excited.
One of the things that Coach Stockstill said, talking about being a little more balanced offense, but he says the bottom line is you still have to win. You also have to get a quarterback. It was tough in the spring. Nothing was decided, but Coach Stockstill knows what he's doing and said it wasn't fair to name a starting quarterback. But how tough is it to get used to somebody over the course of a season if you don't know who they are right now? Or are you working out with both quarterbacks right now?
I actually think it's a plus for me, kind of not knowing the guy. It makes you want to work with both of them. And, of course, more work is only going to help you out in the long run. I definitely feel like both, or if not 3 quarterbacks could definitely make a big impact for us. So, getting to work with all of them, I feel like it's only helped me and all the other receivers. So just a benefit, if anything.
Well, I learned a new term, mossing somebody, getting mossed. Now, Twitter is great because we have a video. Now, you're already cracking up laughing. Twitter is great because you walk us through exactly what's happened with you getting mossed and mossing somebody else.
So, for me, as a kid, getting mossed was kind of like the thing. So, you're in the backyard playing with your boys and whatnot, and, they throw like an air ball up, and you go over the top of somebody and snatch it from them, so you just got mossed. You Randy Moss at the time, and everybody said, ooh, you got mossed, da-da-da. So, it's just one of those things growing up as a child that, you've always wanted to do in that big-time moment.
C.J. Windham, Carl Edward, I have to say, is your real name. Does anybody call you Carl, or only your parents when they're mad at you?
Nah, it's actually grown on a lot of people. A lot of people, of course, go with the CJ until they figure out, it's Carl. And then they're like, oh, your name's Carl? Like, I got to call you that. So, typically, you know, people go with CJ until they find out that the real name. So.
Well, if you catch 31 passes this season, I'll call you whatever you want to be called. That's not a problem. CJ, good to have you with us, my friend, and have a great year this year.
My pleasure. Appreciate that.